Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very welcome, and I trust you enjoyed my last video from Canadian songstress Katie Lang. And through her song Constant Craving, we looked at that very thing, our cravings as human beings. So trust you found that one encouraging. We're going from there to Topeka, Kansas in 1973. These guys have been very successful indeed. 9 gold albums, 3 multi-platinum albums, 1 double live platinum album, been on the US charts for a total of 200 weeks in the 70s and 80s, and these guys are a staple on classic rock radio. A couple of bands at the start, Reasons Why, Don Montre and Kenny Livgren. We also had Lynn Meredith and Dan Wright, also in the band Saratoga. We also had White Clover, Dave Hope and Phil Earhart. And throw in there Steve Walsh and Robbie Steinhardt and Rich Williams. These guys did have the name Kirshner Proctor for a while, but they would eventually return to their starting name, Kansas, which is certainly the state that these guys started in, and they would become Kansas during their career. In 1974, they did release a self-titled album, a combination of boogie rock and heartland rock, and it was very quickly going to be established that these guys were going to be a force of nature. There are well and truly progressive elements in this band. We've got very intricate symphonic arrangements. We've got incredible harmonies. We've got incredible musicianship, just intricate, well balanced, well choreographed, well orchestrated forces of nature music. But in that self-titled album, the sound was still developing. In 1975, out came the album Song for America, and we could see here that there is just such intense energy in this particular clip. We've got a live clip of this one below. Notice the progressive nature of it, the complexity of it, and the rhythmic nature of it. It's almost, well, it is anthemic in many ways. Song from America would tell the world that Kansas was ready to take over the world. So we've got a live version of that one below. In 1975, they released the album Mask. In 1976, they released the album Leftover Tour. This got to number 5 in the charts. There's a very, I suppose, a signature tune on this particular album, Carry On Wayward Son. We've got official / live version of this one below. And to quote the band, this was a bit of a song that kind of stuck on upon the band. When it first was introduced to them, they went, wow, we've got to do this one. And it became a bit of a staple of Kansas ever since. Right from the start, you can see how incredible these guys' harmonies and vocals are. They are the all-round American band, absolutely. Some of the lines from this song, there's noise and confusion, illusion, but I still want to soar higher. But I flew too high to see the blind man. My mind couldn't think. I must be a madman. And will you rest when you're done? Now, this was an absolute massive hit for these guys, and it showcases their absolute, what makes Kansas. There's many things going on in this song. In this song, there's the element of, I think, risking it and going for it, and disregarding what everybody is thinking around you, and hoping that all things will work out for the best. Obviously, those that love you, who are around you, thinking, well, maybe things won't go for the best. We're thinking, well, maybe you'll rest when you're done. But many a person in this world have actually gone off on their own and found success. And this is the risk, isn't it? You're going to risk everything to follow your dream. And I think this is one of the takeaways of this song, is that hopefully your dream will come true, because you know what, we're really hoping it will come true as well. But it goes a bit beyond this too. The concept of Wayward Son too. Carry On Wayward Son. there's two ways of looking at it. First of all, carry on, go for it, absolutely. We're with you. We know you're on a bit of a path of your own, but go for it. Or you could take a cynical view. Oh, carry on, wayward son. You know what? I hope that when you're done, you're rested up. I think there's a bit of a balance of both of these things in here, and that is, well, first of all, hey, go follow your dreams, but how long are you going to follow them for? And if they don't work out, and I think us as human beings, we want to be able to let loose, let free, let's just do whatever. We want life to be like that at times, just go for it against all odds. But other times we're hoping, well, maybe I shouldn't do that because what if it doesn't work? This is the challenge, I think, of being a human being. Success comes to those who actually do push the envelope, but it doesn't happen for everybody. And I think this is what this song's trying to get at. It's kind of get into that balance of, hey, go for it, but be measured about it at the same time. But go for it. Be measured. This is the complexity of what it means to be human. And so, Carry On Wayward Son is an absolute Kansas classic. 1977, Point of No Return. There's something about this album title. These guys were on the crest of a wave at that point. It was just about to explode for these guys. We've got the classic Dust in the Wind. We've got an earlier live version that's earlier, and we've also got a live version from 2006. This song is just such beautiful guitar work in it. Such an introspective but powerful song for Kansas. Sold 1 million copies, this particular album. Actually, this single sold 1 million copies. The album got to number 4 because of this song. This is a Kansas classic. I've got 2 live versions, that one below. At this point, Kansas were a major headline act. They were doing sellouts all over the place, including the iconic Madison Square Garden. And it was at this point, to culminate on all of these concerts these guys were doing, they did release 2 for the show. This is a double live album, which just typifies how incredibly good Kansas are live. It was around 1978 these guys embarked on the European tour. In 1981, Walsh left, and after 200 auditions, including Sammy Hagar would eventually go on to front Van Halen, John Elefante got the gig. Now, John was a Christian guy, and this created some tensions between what was Kansas being used for. Was it used for being Kansas, or was it being used to push Christian overtones? And this did actually create some creative tensions. But in 1982, they did release Vinyl Confessions. We've got a live version of Play the Game Tonight. I thought we'd better get a song with John Elefante up the front. But the creative tensions did lead to the Best of Kansas in 1984, and that particular compilation sold 4 million copies. So Kansas was well and truly loved by the world at this point. There have been a number of reunions during that time. Bands like this one probably never really finish. Between 1975 and 2020, there's been 16 studio albums, 7 live albums, 9 compilation albums, and 29 singles, estimated to have sold around 30 million albums. So well and truly have contributed to this collaborative legacy of this thing called music. Kansas, they have been inducted into the Kansas Music Hall of Fame and the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. So the links to those 5 clips are in the description below, and I've also included my last video from Katie Lang. If you want to recap on her, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Life Reflections Your Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, if that's it for today. Next time we're going to get on to Kajagoogoo. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.